What's good, everybody? Today, it's been a nice little vacay day, and that is like a vacay day from work, from searching for work. And it's not as easy as it seems to be. It's quite frantic. Anyways, on to a different note. To be fruitful is to be kind and be fruitful with your spirit and your soul. Your spirit soul, I like to call it, because they're connected in one way or another. And to be fruitful is to spread those magical, wondrous words amongst each other. All right, that's what being fruitful means. It means to speak life and love, growth, abundance into people's psychological makeup, into their life. I used to call myself a Christian. And, I didn't understand anything in the way the church was conveying this information, okay? And the event happened to me, and I got a completely different perspective of what Creator, God, really is. And it can be a manifestation of whatever, but to see the way I saw it it's unexplainable. I can't put words to where I went. It wasn't a fearful place, that's for sure. But to convey it, to communicate the amount of awe, inspiration that I got from that experience, whether or not it was very mentally healthy or not. What I learned was awareness. I learned what can go on and most likely happens right on your very same block that you live on. These things could happen very subtly. I lived in Utah for a little while, and I stayed in a place that had a basement, and the basement had like a hatch that went down into it from my bedroom closet. I was renting a room, and this hatch went down into a basement, and I swear to gosh, I went somewhere one night. I went to check on a friend. I can't remember. It was at least 10 years ago. I can't remember all the details. But as I was leaving, I had witnessed, as I turned around and, looked behind myself, I felt something. And when I looked back, I had noticed a person wearing a black shawl type overcoat looking thing. And they floated. I swear to God, they floated across the ground. They weren't moving their legs. It's just like they were just like hovering there and floating. I can't even mimic it because I have to walk with my feet. But as I returned, I felt a different presence. It felt heavy. We'll use that word. It felt very heavy. Yo, what up, Steph? I am 24th. That's the hospital right there. Anyway, I felt this heaviness. It was around me when I got back. It wasn't around me per se. It was in the house. And the roommate that I was living with at the time, the person I was renting from, they were watching some show on the Discovery Channel, learning about different natives and stuff like that. And I kept hearing this rummaging going on in the basement. and thumps, very loud thumps. And at one point, I felt something get thrown against one of these pillars, because I could only imagine what the basement looked like. It had pillars coming up from the floor that held the floor of the house up, you know, like the actual house itself. And it was one of those, like, I don't know, it was an 8x8 maybe, holding up for support beams, you know, braces or support footings for laying on another frame to hold the house up, basically, you know. And I kept telling him, like, dude, what is that? What is that sound that I keep hearing? Who's like whimpering in the basement? I hear it through the vents right here. You know, he was playing it off like he did not know what I was talking about. Now, this is the shit that I'm talking about. We need to be aware of today. We need to be aware of these things today, not tomorrow, not next week, not when we feel like finally going through the experience that requires you to wake up. You know, that's a bird of life. Sure are loud, aren't they? Loud ass things. But anyway, I felt this thump about 3 times, maybe 4, before I freaked out and I was like, dude, no. Once is okay, it was just a, you know, it was a spook. Twice? All right, and are you sure about that, bro? Because that was very, very clear that time. And then after that, it begins to be like, obviously, there was something going on in the basement. And where I was going with this is there's lots of things that could be happening ritualistically right on your very same block, where there's tunnels that connect those houses, most of them. There was in Utah, anyways. When I lived there, there was. What up, bro? I do have a cigarette. Another prime example of Christopher's generosity. Here you go. Yep. Take one for your old lady.
Okay. I'm getting a cigarette.
And that's not just on camera. I'm not like that all the time, huh? I'm on live.
Real deal.
Yeah, real deal. Thanks, bro.
Listen to him, everybody.
Yeah, thank you. Hello. So yeah, I don't make things up. I don't lie. Just got it from somebody there. I come here all the time. These folks know me well. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna wrap this up for now, and we will continue this later, to be continued.